For decades, Hollywood has tried to tell the greatest story ever told. Multi-million-dollar budgets, massive studio sets, and famous actors. But almost every time, something felt wrong. The characters felt distant, untouchable, like statues in a museum, rather than real flesh and blood. We were used to a Jesus who walked on water, but we never saw him laughing with his friends. We never saw him dancing at a wedding or exhausted after a long day of work. But then, a small independent project emerged from the shadows. No massive studio, no streaming giant pulling the strings, just a broken director and a crazy idea. And somehow, this underdog project shattered every single record on the internet. It bypassed the traditional Hollywood system and reached hundreds of millions of people in every corner of the globe. Countries where Christianity is banned are now secretly downloading this show. People who haven't stepped inside a church in decades are finding themselves weeping in front of their screens. How did a show that started with zero budget become the largest fan-funded project in the history of entertainment? What is the secret behind The Chosen? In this video, we're going straight behind the scenes. You will discover the hidden truth about the cast, the unexplained miracles that happened on set, and the powerful reason why this series is breaking the hearts of viewers worldwide. Stay with me, because the story behind the camera is just as powerful as the story on the screen. Chapter 1: The Miracle of Funding. Every great miracle usually begins with a devastating failure. In 2017, a director named Dallas Jenkins was watching his entire world collapse. He had just released a movie backed by powerful Hollywood producers. It was supposed to be his big break, his ultimate moment of triumph. But instead, it was a monumental failure at the box office. In a matter of hours, the investors pulled out. The phone stopped ringing. His career, his reputation, and his dreams were completely shattered. He went home to his wife, feeling like a complete failure. He felt he had let everyone down. In the middle of his darkest night, a friend sent him a simple message that would change the course of television history forever. It was about the biblical story of the boy with the 5 loaves and 2 fishes. The message said, "Dallas, your job is not to feed the 5,000. Your job is just to bring your loaves and fishes." He realized he had been trying to control the outcome, trying to play God with his own career. So, he surrendered. With nothing left to lose, and absolutely no budget, Dallas decided to create a small, independent short film. It wasn't meant for theaters. It wasn't meant to be a blockbuster. It was just a humble project, made for a Christmas Eve service at his local church. Filmed on a freezing farm in Illinois, he directed a raw and honest story about the birth of Jesus, seen through the eyes of a crippled shepherd. No massive studios, no A-list actors, just a pure, unfiltered story. But when he uploaded that short film online, something unexplainable happened. People didn't just watch it, they wept. The short film went viral. And then, an executive from a streaming platform saw it and proposed a crazy, impossible idea. What if they made a multi-season show about the life of Jesus? But there was one massive problem. Hollywood would never fund it. Studio executives would want to change the script, change the message, and make it commercially acceptable. So, they decided to do the unthinkable. They bypassed the Hollywood gatekeepers completely. They asked the audience to pay for it. They launched a crowdfunding campaign. But they were asking regular people to invest their hard-earned money into a TV show that didn't even exist yet. The industry experts laughed. They said it was impossible. Nobody funds television like this. But the experts underestimated the spiritual hunger of the world. Families from all over the globe started pouring their money into the project. $1, $10, $100 at a time. They didn't just meet their goal, they shattered it. Over 19,000 people raised more than $10 million just to film the first season. It officially became the largest crowdfunding project in the history of film and television. Millions of dollars raised by ordinary people who just wanted to see the authentic Jesus on screen. The audience proved a powerful point. When the world is starving for truth, the people will build the table themselves. Chapter 2: the man behind the divinity. For centuries, art and cinema have painted a very specific picture of Jesus. He's usually glowing, walking inches above the ground, speaking in a soft, robotic voice, and staring blankly into the distance. In those old movies, he felt unreachable, more like a beautiful marble statue than a real person. But The Chosen did something completely radical, something that offended the religious elite, but healed the hearts of millions. They took Jesus down from the stained glass windows and put him right in the dirt. In this show, we see a savior who sweats, who bleeds, who gets exhausted after a long day of healing the sick. We see him brushing his teeth in the morning. We see him dancing joyfully at a wedding. We see him making jokes by the campfire and winking at his friends. Some critics said this was disrespectful, but the creators understood a profound biblical truth. He was fully God, yes, but he was also fully, completely human. And the genius of The Chosen goes far beyond just Jesus. It's about the people he called. Historically, we think of the 12 apostles as perfect saints, men with golden halos on their heads who never made a mistake. But the series strips away the religious perfection and shows us exactly who they really were, a group of broken, flawed, and desperate outcasts. Take Peter, for example. He wasn't a brave hero at first. He was a rough fisherman, drowning in crushing debt, desperate, angry at God, constantly trying to fix his problems with his own hands, and failing miserably. Look at Mary Magdalene. We meet her not as a holy figure, but as a woman deeply haunted by severe trauma, suicidal, possessed by demons, sitting in the dark corner of a tavern trying to numb her pain with alcohol. And then, there is Matthew. In a stroke of absolute brilliance, the show portrays Matthew the tax collector as a man on the autism spectrum. He is a genius with numbers, but struggles with social cues. He doesn't look people in the eye. He wears a heavy, invisible burden of isolation, because his own people despise him for working with the Romans. By portraying Matthew this way, the series sent a shockwave of healing to millions of viewers who are neurodivergent. For the first time in television history, people who felt different, people who felt socially awkward, rejected, or misunderstood, saw themselves standing right inside the inner circle of Jesus. When Jesus walks into that dark tavern, places his hand on Mary's trembling shoulder, and calls her by her real name, the audience isn't just watching a television show anymore. They are feeling the overwhelming, undeniable power of grace. The show proves a point that the modern church sometimes forgets. Jesus didn't come for the perfect, the wealthy, or the religious elite. He came for the broken, the misfits, the deeply flawed. And by making the disciples so incredibly human, the series forces us to look in the mirror and realize one beautiful truth. If he could love them in all their mess, and if he could use them to change the world, maybe, just maybe, he could use us too. Chapter 3, A Global Phenomenon. When the creators started this journey, their goal was simple. They just wanted to tell a good, honest story. But what happened next defied all logic and broke every traditional rule of the television industry. The Chosen didn't just become a hit. It became a massive, global movement. Without the marketing machine of a massive studio, the series quickly surpassed hundreds of millions of views. But how did an independent show reach the farthest corners of the earth? The answer lies in one of the most innovative models ever created in the entertainment world. The producers made a radical decision. They made the show completely free to watch. They built their own independent streaming platform, an app that anyone with a smartphone could download. But producing a high-quality historical drama, with thousands of extras and massive sets, costs millions of dollars per episode. So, how does a free show survive? They introduced a concept called the pay-it-forward model. When you finish watching an episode for free, the app gives you a choice. You can simply close it, or you can choose to financially contribute to pay for someone else around the world to watch it. The response was absolutely staggering. People from wealthy nations began paying for viewers in developing countries. Suddenly, this small show about a Jewish rabbi began crossing heavily guarded borders. It was translated into dozens of different languages. And here is the most incredible part. The translations aren't just done by expensive professional studios. A massive army of dedicated fans volunteers their own time, translating subtitles into rare dialects, ensuring the message reaches every corner of the globe. Right now, as you watch this video, someone in a country where Christianity is strictly forbidden is secretly watching The Chosen in the dark on their phone. They are watching it in their native tongue, feeling the love of Christ for the very first time, all because a stranger on the other side of the planet decided to pay it forward. It is no longer just a television series. It is a digital revival, spreading through fiber optic cables and Wi-Fi signals. A quiet revolution that traditional media simply cannot ignore. Chapter 4: Behind the Scenes and Hidden Miracles. When you watch a masterpiece on screen, you rarely see the silent miracles that happen behind the camera. Let's start with the man who plays Jesus. Today, Jonathan Roumie is recognized all over the world, but his journey to this role was paved with deep suffering. Just months before he was cast as the Son of God, Jonathan was completely broke. Living in a tiny apartment in Los Angeles, he looked at his bank account and saw he only had $20 left. He had no food, no way to pay rent. His acting career was a total failure. In a moment of absolute despair, he dropped to his knees and completely surrendered his life and his career to God. He said, "I can't do this anymore. It's yours." That very same day, he received a mysterious check in the mail. And shortly after, he received the phone call from Dallas Jenkins. That would change his life forever. The man chosen to play Jesus had to be broken first, so he could understand true reliance on the Father. And speaking of miracles, we must talk about one of the most iconic scenes in television history, the feeding of the 5,000. For a traditional Hollywood studio, hiring thousands of extras and providing period-accurate costumes for all of them would cost an absolute fortune. But the creators of The Chosen didn't have that kind of money, so they sent out a call to their fans. What happened next left the producers in tears. Over 12,000 fans from all 50 US states and 36 different countries traveled to a hot, dusty field in Texas at their own expense. They didn't just show up. They spent months sewing their own first-century costumes. Mothers, fathers, and children standing in the scorching heat for hours just to be part of the crowd that sat at the feet of Jesus. It wasn't just a film set. For those thousands of people, it was a worship experience. To bring this ancient world to life, the production team didn't rely on cheap green screens or digital effects. In the middle of a Texas desert, they built a massive, historically accurate replica of the biblical city of Capernaum. Every stone, every fishing boat, every piece of fabric was meticulously researched to look exactly as it did 2,000 years ago. The actors don't just pretend to be in the first century, they are completely immersed in it. But the greatest secret of the set isn't the grand architecture or the beautiful costumes. It's what happens when the cameras stop rolling. Cast members have shared stories of deep spiritual encounters happening right on set. Actors who were completely atheist or agnostic, finding themselves overwhelmed by an unexplainable presence of peace. Because when you spend hours every day reciting the actual words of Christ, speaking life into the darkness, something inside of you inevitably begins to change. Conclusion: the final invitation. We live in a world that is constantly distracted by screens. We scroll endlessly through social media, looking for something to numb our pain, looking for a quick escape from reality. But The Chosen proved that God can use those exact same screens to reach a lost and broken generation. What started as a massive failure for a Hollywood director became the greatest spiritual phenomenon of the digital age. Because The Chosen is not just a television show, it is an invitation. It reminds us that the Jesus who walked the dusty roads of Galilee is the exact same Jesus who is alive today. He is not intimidated by your past. He is not disgusted by your flaws, your debts, or your doubts. Just like he did 2,000 years ago, he is still walking into the messy, dark, and broken corners of our lives, looking us right in the eye and calling us by our true name. The only question left is, when he calls, will you follow? If the story of this incredible series touched your heart today, and if you want to see more content that brings light into the darkness, please hit the subscribe button right now. Leave a like so the YouTube algorithm can share this message with someone who desperately needs to hear it today. And I want to hear from you in the comments below. What is the single most powerful scene in The Chosen for you? Which moment made you cry? Share your testimony down below, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to read. Thank you for watching. Keep your eyes on the King, and I will see you in the next video.